guys, and welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect, and today we are going to be learning how to teleport. We're going to be getting some teleportation stuff going on, and also getting, by luck, the master infusion crystal. So I hope you guys are ready. So I am starting off today's video doing some stuff right here. I am bouncing back and forth between an enchantment factory, which is being filled with our essence that we're gathering from our mob farm, and yeah, working on getting fortune books. I need a bunch of fortune books, and you're going to be wondering, like, why, Chosen, why do you need all of those fortune books? Like, really, you need that many fortune books? Yes. We need 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there we go. I just actually got my last one that I needed, and you would think that I would have fortune in here, but I actually searched for fortune, and there's not anything in here. I had one pick, or one shovel that had fortune on here, and that was it. So I had to farm the rest. And you're wondering, why do you need fortune? Why? Well, we have a lot of stuff that is coming in from these guys over here that need to be worked on, that need to be broken down by hand. We could put them in machines. We could. But I think this is going to be a much more fun method. And that is going to be taking our refined storage and yet learning how to use it in another way for automation. So what I need is 8 destructors and 8 constructors. And we're also going to need some upgrades. That's where these are going to come in handy. These are going to go in our destructors because we can apply the fortune enchant. This is going to be like incredibly nice. So this kind of works out. If we take a look at this setup here, I'm going to place my constructors first. And we're going to place our constructors on the side of these blocks. I went ahead and placed them down here. This actually is going to work out perfect. So here we go. Now we should have enough, and we're going to need 8 of these. And this is what's going to get us all of the resources out of our blocks. So for example, like redstone. When we go to place down redstone, we have all of these blocks that this is generating because it just generates the redstone ore. If I set this in here, we need the destructor to have this fortune upgrade, and then have the constructor placing down redstone. And now this is going to be breaking, and every single time it breaks, it's getting at least like 3, 4, 5 redstone each time because it's using that fortune. So with all of that done, I need to pull out one of each, and we go into the ore. So we already have redstone. That's great. Then we need 1 coal, lapis, osmium and rutile. That's not a dimensional shard ore. That definitely gets broken. The fluorite is something we need. Let's see what else can get broken. Diamond, illarite, niter. Okay, platinum. I would do so we need this, I believe, nether. I believe that's one. Ruby and sapphire can be broken down, but I believe it's completely useless. Cinnabar I would, but like I said, I don't think there's a good use for it. And that should be it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 7 more things, which is perfect. That's exactly what we need to do this. And so we're just going to place each one in here, and that'll get us started with at least somewhat of our ore processing that's going to take place for this stuff. It's going to get incredibly loud down here, and there is honestly not much I can do about it instead of like completely blocking out these sounds. I don't know if I want to do. Even though if you logged in, this would all probably be synchronized. Eventually, it will stop because I will run out of ore in here. You can see it's all slowly going to be chiseling itself down, which is super nice. So today, I kind of want to dive into Rftools. I know it's a little bit expensive to get into Rftools, but at the point where we're at, we should be able to auto-craft most things, including the builder, which is super nice. We can actually get into the builder and use some of its things. But the thing that I'm interested in is using the matter transmitter and receiver and the dialing device, getting ourselves going with these things, which is going to be kind of cool. I don't know where we're going to put the telepads and stuff, but making them and getting us like a teleportation center set up to go to the end and maybe the nether would be a good thing. And then eventually have one that will take us to, I don't know, the Twilight Forest. Like, we haven't really done the Twilight Forest, so it'd be kind of cool to have just something that takes us there instead of having the portals laying around. And we could probably set them up in here somewhere, like maybe have the dialing devices like in a corner. Like, that shouldn't be too bad. We just have it tucked away, and we can use it whenever we need it, right? So let's figure out how this actually works and how this mod interacts with things. So a matter transmitter is going to send you somewhere, and the receiver is going to take you. And then you also have these charge porters, which allow you to go back to your matter transmitter that they're linked to, or the matter receiver that they're linked to, sorry. So in that case, we can have a matter transmitter at our base that sends you places, and have a matter receiver at our base that lets you come back. And then all we need is matter receivers to go to the other places, so that way we can use our matter transmitter to get there, and we use our dialing device to basically say, hey, where are we going? So if you notice, these machine frames are going to be a bit expensive. So we need to set up auto crafting for this right here. I do not have auto crafting set up just yet for this, so we need to do this and get this set up today. The one thing that we don't need to worry about is latex. However, we could store latex, but in this example, I'm going to basically use this to send it to a chest and have that chest automatically craft, and then we just pull out of the chest. And we're going to automatically have this thing being filled up with latex anyways, so it's always going to be full of latex. So what do we need for this? Well, we just need a crafter. We just need a plain Jane regular crafter. We do have a diamond crafter here, but I'm saving that for something else, so I can go ahead and craft a regular crafter. And then we're going to need an importer, of course, or we can use an ender chest. I think it's best to start using just regular ender chests to get most of our products where we want them to go. So all I need to do here is take this chest right here. Underneath it, I need to attach this crafter. So let me go underneath the water. We're still going underneath the water. I didn't 100% throw water out the window as an obstacle. So we place that down. I believe it is facing the wrong way though. It never fails. We're going to have to use a wrench to get it to go the right way. These are some of the materials that I was using to hand autocraft them. Okay. Let's just make sure that this is facing the right way. So yeah, this definitely needs to be turned. To do that, we use these wrench. There we go. This is the pattern that you want to see facing the chest, because this will be what puts the items into this chest. Then we need to make sure this is set up to autocraft. I would have this right up next to this, but I was having a problem with the mod not pulling items in for some reason. I have no idea why, but it just wasn't pulling the items in. And then right here is the output chest. Technically, we should be able to take the output directly. I'm going to have it go ahead and go into this chest, and then I'm just going to I'm going to have it go into this ender chest. Since it's already putting it into a chest anyways, we can just have it go directly into the ender chest. And let's set the output. Let's make sure that the back is able to put the items in. You can see it pushed. And then we need to make sure that at least on this, that it is also pulling on the input, right? Over here, we have the back set to pull. That should be disabled. This needs to be set to pull right here. And I believe that should work. At least I hope so. Or like in theory, it's supposed to work. You also need to make sure these slots are locked. And then now we can actually build the recipe to get into refined storage by making all of these things. So hopefully this will get us the recipe and get everything working for us. I just need to basically manually put all the items in. And if we go into industrial foregoing, I can slide this machine over. And that should be it. Let's see. Patterns. We have tons of those. This recipe should work. So let's go ahead and place this in, and then we can test it. Just to make sure that all of this is going to work. And then also I need to hook the cables into this. We have to get our cables moved around. I think I have some cables, yeah, that are linked in here. Just have to make sure those are all connected. Yeah, right here is perfect. Like we have this section that I can route this directly to. Can't beat that. Except for the fact that I'm gonna... Can't breathe underwater. Man, I need to get some better equipment for that. You have to like fight two different things, right? You have to fight two different battles. You're fighting water and water breathing, but you're also fighting damage from other mobs, so you have to kind of like find a balance. Ugh. And so like you can't have your breathing gear and have your damage resistance. You kind of have to fight that battle. Okay. So now that all that's hooked up, we should be able to craft this now. Let's go into industrial foregoing. Go ahead and throw all this stuff in here so we have it ready to go. And I already have 8, but I can craft 1 more by holding down Control and Shift. Because I'm missing a machine casing. Do I not have that set up to be auto-crafted? Probably not. mechanism, and that is just a regular in like every machine, isn't it? Let's see. Machine frame. Right there. It's this. And that. Okay. We can set this to not exact because that steel... Man, I hope it works with it not being set to exact. I hope that that steel functions properly. We can test. Let's see. Steel and craft 1. Okay, it is going to pull from our available steel reserves. Now, steel, however, is another thing that we don't have fully set up yet. But this should, this will work for now. Oh, man, as we work our way through the troubles of auto crafting. So let's craft one right here. And make sure, by going up, that it is actually working. We can get there in time. And as you can see, it put everything in. It's going to produce, send that back. That's going to go back into our system, thus completing the craft. There we go. And that should have went in here, and we should have 9. Perfect. That auto craft worked. So now we can get into Rftools. So luckily for us, we ended up setting up the dimensional shards to be broken down. So we have plenty of dimensional shards, 4.3 thousand of them to be exact. Well, I think we're going to be fine for a while. So making this stuff is super, super simple. But I'm going to go ahead and actually get AutoCraft set up for both of these machines. Simply because, like this right here, I need blue dye. So we need to tell it how to make blue dye. I just basically need to get this all set up, especially this frame right here. That's kind of an important one to have auto-crafted. And like I said, I may have to, since we almost have this completely filled, I'm probably going to have to get another crafter, which I do have another diamond crafter laying around, and probably set that one up in the same fashion as this one, just kind of along that line. So as you can see, I went ahead and auto-crafted a few things. The only thing I didn't auto-craft is the plain Jane charge porter. But this is kind of what you need to get set up. Let's go ahead and make the charge porter. That should be as simple. I think you can just hold down, like if I have any of this stuff set to autocraft and you see it turns blue, you can control and click, and that will force the autocraft of the items, which is kind of a neat feature that I wish existed in the past, but definitely didn't. Like for example, right here, I can make sure I get all of that redstone autocrafted, and then bam, we can immediately upgrade to the advanced version. Which is a bit nicer. It does have a couple of different things that you can do, but really it's going to be completing mostly the same tasks. All right, let's go ahead and see where we're going to set this up. So right here, I'm going to have a regular receiver and a transmitter. They're going to be placed on the floor. I'm going to have one here and one here. This is going to be a receiver. This is going to be a transmitter. And then I'm going to have a dialing device basically planted in the wall here. That should be fine, right? And then right here is this. So we can set the name of this to home, and that should be pretty clear cut. Notice these do require power though. All of these things require power. We can set this to home, and you can change the public or whatever you want on this. But as of right now, it can see this home, and if we click it and we can dial to it, we can find where this matter receiver is at. And if there was multiple matter receivers elsewhere, it'd be able to see them, and we would be able to dial using this transmitter to there. So let's go and get this stuff some power. We need some points. We're gonna need a point for each one, so 5 points total. And wow, I'm always out of Eyes of Ender. You know, I think I have Eyes of Ender that were built up last time we needed them, that were over in actually the same room we were just in. Yeah, look at there. I have Eyes of Ender. How perfect. So 5 of those, and we should be good. Those should craft up pretty quickly. All right. And I have to go underwater for this. Oh boy. We have to go underwater again. I'm going to set a little place here so I can just go underwater quickly and place those. So we'll go ahead and give this all power. It does use a little bit of power, so keep that in mind. Like, you do need like a decent amount of power to be able to go ahead and start using this. And you do not want to dial to an area that does not have power. That can cause you to die, which is not good. You go to a dimension that you get teleported, and well, I don't know if you've ever seen any sci-fi movies where a person gets teleported and things don't go so right. Yeah, you'll come out on the other side a different thing. Just a thing. Just a blob. All right, let's see if we can dial. Let's see if we can get this to work. Just with our basic home. We should be able to teleport ourselves over to here now that this all has power, just to sort of test things out. We'll select this. We'll make that a favorite. We'll select it, hit dial. You'll see a green beam, and when we walk into this, we should be over there. Look at that. How perfect is this? So this is how the teleportation works. Now, this also works cross-dimensionally. You just need extra matter receivers. And so what we're going to do is we'll place matter receivers in different locations. I need to place a matter receiver in a nether fortress. I want to place one in the Twilight Forest, which we do have access to now. All we got to do is go into here, and also place one in the end, which is going to make life so much easier. I don't know if I'm going to place it in the end or right at the end portal. Probably the end portal. It'd be cheaper to teleport that way. But either way, we have to get those set up. So let me go ahead and do that. Also, real quick, before I do that, let's make sure that this has some power. As you can see right here, it is charging. And I think all I have to do is right click on the matter receiver here. And so this is added to the receiver. And then when I right click, you can see it used power and it teleported me there. And it does that cross dimensionally. So yeah, keep that in mind. That is a thing that it does. And oh, by the way, you can, the thing about the advanced is instead of going over here to our dialing machine, we can just right click on multiples of these to add them to the list. So you can see right here, I just added this to a list. So if I had others, which we're going to have, I just set them and then I can teleport right to it by holding the shift right click, which is kind of a convenient feature. Okay, so I just I just went to the I can't even. This backpack is rocking out, man. Dude. Yes. It is jamming out. I hope this isn't copyrighted. But dude, the backpack dude is straight up rocking out. What? What happens if you kill him? What? This is not the first time we've been here. It's so loud. Oh, I just killed it. Wait, you dropped the bag. Oh, it's a custom bag. What? Look how cool that is. What's inside it? It's got a jukebox upgrade. Okay, so apparently you can play some rockin' music. Okay, with the jukebox upgrade. That's pretty sick. Okay, so we are back here. What I want to do, I guess I can go ahead and destroy the lava. That'll be okay. Go ahead and destroy that. We'll put our point right here. And basically, this is all I'm doing. Placing this down. Ow. Those little guys hurt. I mean, we have some nice armor now, so it's not a huge deal. Yeah, all I'm doing is just placing this down. I placed this one down in the Twilight Forest earlier. But this is going to be the nether. And then I shift right click on here. And that changes that. And now, as you can see, I have the list. And I can just set that to this one if I really wanted to. But I need to get back home. Yep, I need to get back home. So that's as simple as right clicking and bam, we are right back home, which is super nice. Now I have one other one to place, and that is going to be in the... I still think the backpack was funny. Jukebox upgrade. How interesting. Does this not go into the refined storage, or is it full? Uh-oh. I did make a 64 storage disk again. It may be completely full. Oh my. We need to get some upgrades on our storage soon. So I know I have my advanced porter now, which kind of defeats the purpose of using this whole setup. But I just want to show you that even with placing those, as you can see, we can now see and access every single one of those receivers that we placed. And that just makes it really easy if we want to dial to a specific area, like say we want to go to the end. We just dial to the end. It's ready to go. And we walk through, and it's that simple. Now, to get back, of course, we do need the charge porter. Other systems you can set up is another dialing device and have another one of those things set up, and then you can just go back using that. But it's super simple to just use this. Now, you can see I can also just set this to the nether, and now we can go to the nether. Or I can set this to go back home, or the Twilight Forest. Let's go to the Twilight Forest. Yep, this is the Twilight Forest. We will eventually do the Twilight Forest. I'm kind of excited. I haven't actually seen what this looks like in this version. It does seem a bit darker, which is kind of not good for videos, but it does seem a little bit darker in here. But still, the Twilight Forest is such a cool place. And then we can, of course, go back home. Pretty straightforward, but is probably some of the best teleportation that you're going to have in this pack. That's probably going to be the best way to get around, in my opinion. So to wrap up today's video, there is one final process that I have to go through today that, well, is going to take a bit of time, at least on my end, and that is get past the terrarium, or tritium, and go into Imperium, and then potentially get into Supremium. But there's a lot of essence to go through, and well, I'm running a little bit low here on experience, just a little bit. So this is going to be my life for a while. I think somebody said that this is kind of a bug, like not being able to use higher tier stuff to craft up. I'm not sure how true that is. Like, this is the right crystal, but like I should technically be able to use this one to upgrade to the higher tier as well. Currently not working. Currently not a thing. So I am stuck basically using this method. I can basically only upgrade about 3 stacks or make about 3 stacks of Prudentium before I have to repair this. To do that, I have to put it in my offhand and make XP bottles, because I'm sort of out of this this way of doing it, which is honestly a lot faster. This honestly repairs it incredibly fast. But I can also make a stack of bottles of enchanting incredibly fast as well, using a dissolution chamber and essence. I guess I could turn these bottles of experience directly into this fluid by throwing them, or setting up an automation to throw them. But for right now, I'm just throwing them myself. And then, since in this menu you don't have access to that offhand, gotta pull it back, and 3 we go. Unless you break it, like I just did, like an idiot. Oh man, now I have to make a new one. Oh, that's a big mess to make. And yes, it's not fun to remake these. So getting this far in, I have a feeling that I may not have enough resources. I don't know. To be like, is this going to be enough to get to the end crystal? Like, we need a Supremium crystal, which is going to require blocks. I had about 40,000 essence saved up, but I still don't think that's going to be enough to get the Master Infusion crystal. So that's something that I'm going to definitely be working on the next episode or so. We're going to definitely get that Master Infusion crystal. I don't think we're going to get it here. That's for sure. Like, I'm about to make the Imperium one, and just from the looks of it, I mean, honestly, this right here is a single stack. So, I mean, I might have 2 stacks worth, but I still don't think that's going to get us into Insanium. Like, there's still a lot left to do. I'm going to push this, though. I'm going to push this until we get to that point. Like, we might have enough here. I'm about to upgrade this to its next tier. I mean, I am wasting mending doing this, but like, I don't care at this point. I want to see if we can actually make the Master Infusion crystal. Question is, can it be done? All we need is enough to literally make 1 stack or 4 blocks of Insanium. That's all we need. Enough to make 4 blocks of Insanium, and then we can make the Master Infusion crystal. Is this enough to make 4 blocks? I am literally, I have enough. I have enough. That did not just come in clutch like that. Oh, it did. Oh, this is so good. This is so good. Oh, that makes our life so much easier going down the road. Guys, in... Oh, we had the 1 extra block. I didn't even counter nothing. How? How did that? How? It's one of those moments where you're like, dude, I can't believe it just ended up that way. Oh, and we ended up getting the Master Infusion crystal. Where'd it go? Okay, there for a moment I was like, wait, what happened? We got it. We got it. It was ghosted for some reason in my inventory. Wow. Well, that's the Master Infusion crystal down. That's going to make making essence stuff so much easier once we have more essence. As you can see, we're running a little bit low on the Inferium. That was about all we had. Wow, that's insane. So guys, of course, I do want to give a huge shout out to the sponsor of today's video, and that is going to go to, which I love this name, Meowdy Yeetaw, or Yeethaw. Thank you so much for your amazing support over on Patreon. Absolutely appreciate it. Going above and beyond. And guys, if you're, of course, interested in becoming a Patreon yourself, of course, you can find that link down in the description below. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to click that subscribe button if you enjoyed, and also give this video a huge thumbs up. Of course, I'll see you in the next episode. And as always, thanks for watching.